guys, Robert here, and welcome to episode 19 of Monthly Submission Rankings, where I rank tracks that you submit to me every single month. And for this episode, I'm going to be ranking your favorite Warp record songs. So in my opinion, Warp is one of the best record labels out there, home to many great names in electronic music like Aphex Twin, Square Pusher, Boards of Canada, Outtaker, and lots more. Which does mean that it is also home to some of my all-time favorite albums like Incunabula, Xi, Hard Normal Daddy, GeoGaddy, and of course, Selected Ambient Works Volume 2. Furthermore, the quality that Warp has brought to the table directly correlates to the quality that you guys have brought to the table with your submissions. Which is to say that, for the most part, most of these submissions were at least pretty good stuff as per usual. For this episode, we have received 15 submissions, but I had to disqualify 2 from this ranking. The first one that I have disqualified was Marvin Gaye's Trouble Man, which was submitted to me by Lily Rasta, and the reason why I disqualified that from the ranking was because it was released under Motown Records and not Warp, so that's out the window. And the second one that I have disqualified was The Wolves Keep Me Waiting, which was submitted by Matias Carrera, and I have disqualified it because it was released under Spin-In Records and not Warp Records, so that doesn't make the cut either. But the rest of the submissions are fair game. Although there will actually be 12 songs that I'll be counting down and not 13 because 2 people actually submitted the same song to me, which of course is completely fine. And now for the usual disclaimers that this is all my opinion, this ranking is completely subjective. Don't feel bad if your submission's not ranked high or anything, there is always next time. You may never know that you could wind up submitting something, so good that it winds up being in like the top 3 or something. So, yeah. I have nothing much to say. Now without any further ado, this is Monthly Submission Rankings, episode 19, your favorite Warp Records songs. Enjoy! At number 12, I placed Battles Atlas, submitted by Miguel Sanchez. At number 11, I placed Square Pusher's My F***ing Sound, submitted by Fabril. At number 10, I placed Clark's Rainbow Voodoo, submitted by Jonah Walker. At number 9, I placed Battles Rainbow, submitted by the Federal Express Fan 2023. At number 8, I placed James Ellis Ford Squeaky Wheel, submitted by DEC. At number 7, I placed Square Pusher's Do You Know Square Pusher, submitted by Sclitch, and Raymond Garza to Logo CEC and Roblox Fanatic 2K6. At number 6, I placed Plaid's Ian, submitted by ALSONIK. At number 5, I placed Speedy J's The Orbit, submitted by JONNY. And finally, very shy at the top 3 at number 4, I've placed Aphex Twin's Vord Husband, submitted by Kaisenberg. And just like that, we have now made it to my top 3, so we're just gonna get straight into it, starting with number 3, Oneohtrix Point Never's Chrome Country, submitted by Waffles. Yeah, I mean, what more can I really say about this? Like, Waffles always submits the goods to me. And a shock that this is in the top 3, this is not. R+7 is truly one of my favorite electronic albums ever, and one of my all-time favorite albums in any genre. Also, probably my favorite record from this dude, period. However, if you want an example of that, look no further than my favorite track on the whole thing, Chrome Country. Like, it sounds so unbelievably lush from front to back, and at the same time, there's like a lot of elements going into this. From like these beautiful piano melodies to these alluring synth washes that all kind of sound like cinematic in a way. Deja vu moment right there, since I've used the word cinematic a lot in the last episode. And yeah, I have nothing much more to add other than this is excellent. And also go listen to R+7. It is an excellent, excellent album. Next at number 2, and this is where we're gonna get into the more obvious choices, starting with Boards of Canada's Everything You Do Is a Balloon, submitted by DJ Cams Pro. Boards of Canada continues to be one of the most legendary and influential electronic outfits to ever exist at the moment, and this track is one of many examples of why they are as legendary as they are right now. On top of that, I don't think there's a whole lot that needs to be said about it because it is truly one of their most iconic tracks ever, and I can only imagine it's the track that many people think of whenever the name Boards of Canada enters their minds. From the infectious and driving beat to the instantly beautiful yet mysterious sounding melodies and synth passages, to the fact that it goes on for 7 minutes and it feels like it could go even longer, this right here is my favorite track from High Scores, which is still to this day my favorite EP of all time. And finally, at number 1, and this is the most obvious choice ever because someone had to do it, Of course, I'm talking about Aphex Twin's Stone and Focus, submitted by PenguKing. Part of me was really thinking I really should not add this to the ranking at all because I praised this track so many times on and off YouTube, mostly off YouTube. But to hell with it, I really cannot lie. This is truly the best track Aphex Twin has ever made. And this is still, to this day, in my top 3 favorite tracks of all time, behind deadmau5's Strobe and BT's Good Morning Kaya. There's not really a whole lot of progression that goes on throughout the course of its 10 whole minutes, and yet it works here. Oh my god, it totally works here. The paths that slowly drift, throughout the course of its 10-minute length, I mean, first and foremost, are really alluring stuff. And second, don't even get me started on those clock-ticking noises that add so much to this track, to be sure. I've heard many ambient tracks that make me feel like I'm floating out into deep space. And this is the track that makes me feel like I'm floating out into deep space. Hell, this track may as well be one of the first tracks that I ever hear when I die and go to heaven, because this track is just perfect in every single sense of the word. Masterpiece, I dare say. And that was my ranking proper. Thanks to everyone who has submitted. It is greatly appreciated. And as usual, a lot of you really submitted some dang good to great stuff at the very least. Although I do have to say, I think the good stuff only starts from number 8 onwards, IMO. Atlas by Battles, I'm not really a huge fan of it. Although I do think that the other song from them that was sent to me, Rainbow, was better. And as much as I really enjoyed Square Pushers Go Plastic, I unfortunately still think that My F***ing Sound is one of my least favorite tracks from that album. And Rainbow Voodoo by Clark, I think he's made better tracks. I mean, I did really enjoy his 2017 album Death Peak, and I also really did enjoy his new album Sus Dog. But this track, I don't think it's one of his best personally. But the remaining 8 tracks are the good stuff. Do You Know Square Pusher is by far my favorite track from Do You Know Square Pusher. D-Orbit is an amazing closer to Speedy J's Ginger. Bored Husband is, well, Bored Husband, which is to say that it's one of my favorite tracks from Drug Use still. And Squeaky Wheel and Iron are pretty dang good to great tracks as well. So yeah, all in all, good job once again, guys. The next episode, episode 20, will be on Recommended Songs 3. The link to the forum for MSR 20 will be in the description down below, and also in the pinned comments as per usual. And the forum will be closing on Monday, August 7th, 2023 at 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And yeah, I'm pretty much looking forward to seeing how many people partake in this, because, I mean, 20 episodes is a huge milestone for this series because, I mean, look at the title. I do these episodes on a monthly basis, for God's sake. And with very fun and special milestones comes with very fun and special episodes like the next one, where you can submit any song you'd like. Any year, any label, yada yada yada. The only rule for this, however, is that it has to be available in some way, whether it be available everywhere, including the usual streaming services, or available, on just YouTube, whether it be an unreleased track or anything else applicable. But yeah, other than that, submit to the forum if you're interested. Links in the description, pinned comments. But yeah, we've made it to the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, give it a like, share this one with your friends if you want to, and leave a comment down below. And as always, don't forget to subscribe as we're on the road to 8,000 subscribers. That's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, guys.